So atheists will, on occasion or even often, come to the conclusion, well, there really is a creator and a God, but then when it comes to religious life, they see, in his words, religious extremists, and they're turned off. How do you work with that person? Yes, there is a God, but then how do you bring them further to what you call the grace of God? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. It's his ancestor that stood in front of the bush, so he hears more clearly.
That's correct.
Than we do. Yeah. Let me stand there. As you know, I have back issues. I prefer to stand rather than sit for too long. First of all, there are some atheists, of course, who will stop at the first statement and tell you that they do not believe God exists, that it is purely the Dawkins, the Dennetts, the Hitchens, and so on. Hitchens knows better now. But then you've got the Sam Harrises and so on, who will try to deny the existence of God. So you're talking really about those who are willing to grant that God exists, but they do not like religious extremists who go into want to clobber them on the head or make this a dominantly religious society or whatever. Is that the general drift, what you're driving at? My answer to you is this, that unfortunately there are many who can come across as rather obnoxious and in your face and not be understanding of the person that they are actually talking to. And when they look at that kind of an argumentative stance, rather than a legitimate argument, but just see an argumentative approach, it really does turn them off. So I would say you're dealing in a culture and a society where, first of all, you have to find out whether the person actually does believe in God or not. If they don't believe in God, then your approach has to be in a certain direction of how you argue for the existence of God. Then you've got the second step. Why is it that the faith you believe in is the true faith? Because truth, by definition, is exclusive. All religions are not fundamentally the same and superficially different. They're actually fundamentally different and at best superficially similar. So there are fundamental differences and you have to be able to defend that. Now, what I would say to you is, I tell my team this all the time. You are not answering a question, you're answering a questioner. If you do not understand where the questioner is coming from, you can answer from now till days have come and gone, and you will never reach the questioner. You have to understand what the questioner is raising. Problem of evil, problem of pain. If the person has suffered much, endured much, gone through much tragedy, to just give them a bland philosophical answer is going to make them think you're totally out of touch with the connection between the head and the heart. Everything is parked in the head for you at that time. So the best way to do it, ask the questioner questions. When you question the questioner, you do two things. You determine the entry point of the discussion, and you open up the questioner within their own assumptions. Let me repeat that. You determine the entry point of the discussion, and you open up the questioner within their own assumptions. The Apostle Peter said, to always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that is within you, but do that with gentleness and respect.